Okay, this is video number 3 on reading Homer's Odyssey, and we've done up to the end of line 6 in the previous videos. So we'll continue on with that. So in the previous line we said, but not even thus did he save his comrades, although he desired to. We get a semicolon at the end, and now we're going to have an explanatory gar to explain what actually happened. So he wanted to save their life and get a safe journey home for his comrades. Despite his best efforts, he wasn't able to do that. And the reason given is by this gar here. So for, now on this line we need a verb. There's our verb at the end, and the verb is olontot. And the olontot is from the verb olumi. We have here an aorist middle form from olumi, to destroy. And if you destroy yourself, well, you perish. And so that's what olontot is here. So for they perished. Now we get speteresi and we get our tone together. This is a bit of a pleonasm, that is, you don't need to have necessarily both of these words. Speterisi is a little bit like autaisi. And atas thaliesi is their recklessness, their stupidity, their reckless actions. So it's literally for they perished by their own reckless actions of them. So you see it's a pleonasm. These basically say the same thing. So they perished by their own reckless behaviour. Now we get another example of enjambment here, because this is a very powerful tool in Homer. Nepioi means the fools, the idiots. And it's very strong after this line, for they perished by their own stupidity. The fools, nepioi. The etymology of this is not completely secure, but most people think it comes roughly from ne, which is an old negative, and from some root from which epos comes, of word. So nepioi can be often used to describe a very young child who hasn't learnt to speak yet. And hence, if you can't speak, then you're generally regarded as being very slow and foolish. And so the word nepios or nepioi often means just the fools, the idiots. Hoi, relative pronoun, who. And we get another enjambment here. They've saved the main verb to the next line, estheon, and the kata goes with that. This is an example of what later would be called temesis. At this stage you think of the kata as a preverb going with the estheon. Now estheon is from estheo, this is augmented. Estheo is to eat, and when you put it with kata, katestheos means something like to devour. It's much stronger form. It's the word you generally use when animals are devouring something or gobbling it down. So they devoured the bus, the oxen, of Hyperion Helios, or of the Hyperion sun. Now this is, the Hyperion here is probably a cognomen for Helios, that is just a descriptive name rather than just a patronymic. Later on in Hesiod, Hyperion is presented as the son of Helios, but here I think we're simply meant to see this as some kind of cognomen, a name which goes with Helios. And the exact etymology of this, although there are many guesses at it, is currently unknown. It looks like it might have come from something like beyond the shore or beyond the horizon or something, but that's not a secure etymology. So they devoured the oxen of Hyperion son. Atar is a very strong word. It means but. You get two of these in Homer. Roughly, they're not connected etymologically, but they mean roughly the same thing. You get autar and you get atar. Very strong but. So, but hot, that is he again, as we saw earlier. Hot, but he, referring back to Helios. And by the way, there's our genitive form I mentioned before in one of the earlier videos, the oia. There's our second declension genitive singular, whereas this is a third declension genitive. So, but he, now our main verb here is aphelato, and that's from apo plus the verb hyreo. Now the aorist of hyreo is halon, and the stem appropriately is hell, because it's quite a difficult verb. We'll see it in various places, but it's difficult. Here, this is the middle form, and it's apo, so it's halon with a middle ending, and the H in halon aspirates the pi to give us aphelato. And hyreo is to take, so to take away. So he took away, toisi for them, their nostimon hema, their day of safe return. Their day of safe return. So, but he took away for them their day of safe return. The last line in this stanza here, line 10, closes off the stanza, and in fact it takes us back to references to, he now re-invokes again Thea. This is this goddess, this muse that we saw back in the first line. So it closes off the whole stanza and invokes this Thugater Dios, vocative, daughter of Zeus. This first bit is tricky. This hamothen, the scholiast tells us that there is a word in Aeolic, which is hamos, in Aeolic, and is connected with, or is equivalent to tis. This apparently is etymologically connected with our word some, with our word some. So this bit's tricky. We've got a get as well, and we've got this then ending on the end of it. So, of those things, tone, from some point, indeed, for the get, from some point, or perhaps at least. So, of those things, from some point at least, O goddess, daughter of Zeus, imperative, speak also to us. So remember, the story of Odysseus is long and complicated, and so what the bard is saying, asking the goddess to do, is that of all of the things that happened to Odysseus, of these things, pick a place to start and tell us what happened. That's the general gist of the line. So in translation we would say, O goddess, daughter of Zeus, speak also to us of those things from at least some point on. And that probably captures the sense of that line. And that's the first 10 lines of the Odyssey. We'll continue in a later video.